Well, this is the thing. I am fascinated by how fast the trade winds went from being good to bad. Like 35, 34, 33 seconds before the red light turns green. Rushing feet, small street kids sitting under low-lit street lights that match their dreams. The sun is setting behind Central Park, sending out its orange hues to facepalm the Johnny Walker billboard atop Teleposter Towers. He looks down at me. He must be proud. He's a big man in a big city, while I, on the other hand, am just a small boy, fascinated by weather patterns, time, and skin. You see, sometimes when I walk along town, I stop and stare at my reflection against shop windows, and then check my skin. It's interesting how Nairobi sunsets shine just fine on a black boy's skin, highlighting more than 50 years of his forefathers' dreams, bronze screen, right hand raised. He points me to a land I cannot see, Tom Mboya. It's funny how this city speaks to me as if I have existed in another lifetime. My father says, then I was about 2 feet tall. He would use a string to measure my shoe sizes. Told me that he would one day make a sweater out of it, but I guess my feet never grew that big, but he still told me that I would one day need it. Told me that lifetimes are like strings and memories are held onto them like knots. But he told me that I will go to places where I will meet faces that I cannot wrap my mind around. That I will go to places where the tides will be against me. The people will not accept me, but he told me to never ever bow down. To never ever think that this melanin beneath my skin is a shadow being cast on the walls of a haunted house. He told me that I am the earth, and I am fire. So I can choose to go out and stand against trade winds, let them blow against me. He told me that it is true that the sun does shine fine on a black boy's skin, to remind him how his dreams are the embers of his forefathers' dreams, so when the winds blow against him, he will glow. So he told me to let the winds blow against me. Let them push me. Let them go on blowing as I burn. Let my skin burn. Let it go, grow. Let the scent of my soul rise up and let it light the sky, like Uhuru Park on 12th December 1963, as the Kenyan flag rose. He told me that as Dedan Kimathi lay on his deathbed, hands across his chest, he was probably wishing he would have fought for his mother's love instead. Maybe wishing he would have taken time to tell her he loved her, hold her tighter, tell her that his hands are an easy chair she could easily crumble into, but he couldn't. He couldn't move his hands. They were limp, slow like Monday morning traffic in Nairobi. He couldn't do anything. So he was maybe just hiding the scars of more than 37 years of being a slave's son. You see, Dedan Kimathi chose a strange path. He chose to dive on the east winds, let them blow him towards the west, push him like a merchant slave ship, transporting the shackle and chained cargo of our ancestors. He let them teach him English. He perfected his poetry, but it never influenced him. He took it inside him, so that every time he stood before his oppressors, he had enough words to ground his words. Ground them so hard into the ground that for those of us who will take our time now to wrap our minds around this, we will realize that his heart still beats right now, trying to remind us that we are not a map, we are not a sea, we are not waiting for sailors to come and map us out. We cannot be defined by the east winds, so in as much as you wish to take in your education and everything that the media speaks to you, remember this, that in the areas where the east winds meet the monsoon winds, they cause areas of low pressure. These areas attract moisture and this brings rain. In areas where the east winds are few, the rain increases. So choose to be a monsoon wind. Stand against the trade winds as they blow against you. Let your black boy's skin shine. Let it glow. Remind them that you are proud of your black boy's skin. And you choose to breathe.